Hello everyone. This is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and I have two more projects using the new bundle that came out called Peaceful Dock. So this is it here. These are the stamps, and then these are the dies. These are the two cards that we made yesterday on our YouTube Live. And you'll see I fixed where I chopped the end off of my paddle there. So I wanted to, though, let you know really quick that our new mini catalog and online exclusives are officially out. So here's the mini catalog. I can finally flip through it and let you see all the beauty that is within it. Y'all, I am in love with this, just this catalog in general. It is a very good one, as well as, which does not help me at all, I am in love with the new online exclusives. There are 6 pages worth of PDF. This suite right here is absolutely stunning. This is one you will see coming up soon. This is where the Peaceful Dock comes from as well. And then I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. This right here, this bundle, Blessed Beginnings with the Church, is going to be my Easter class. So I'm super excited. I'm working on those projects to get it all together. But there are 6 pages of wonderful things coming with the online exclusives as well. That's a good one too. And then, of course, this mini catalog. If you need a catalog or you would even like a copy of the PDF, for the online exclusives, I will be happy to email the PDF to you, and then I'll be happy to put in the mail the mini catalog. You just need to let me know that you are interested in that. You can email me and I can send that right on out the door directly to you. Also, don't forget, Greenery Lane bundle is what I have for my Simply Creative Club for the month of January. These are the links that you can either register or subscribe. If you just register, it's $50 for the month because you can do it as a one-time thing. Or if you subscribe through the PayPal, that is $45 a month. Plus you get an additional perk of $25 goodie bag sent from me to you after being consecutive for 6 months. The paper share with all the new goodies from the catalog and the online exclusives. I have that paper share out. I sent an email today. It had already been scheduled, so I just let it go, about today being the last day to register. Technically it is, but I've extended it because I know there were a couple more people interested in doing it. So that will close probably closer to the end of the month. But if you are registering now, then, or you have already registered, I've ordered those products today. So as soon as I get them in, I'll have them shipped out to you no later than the 16th. Okay. The cost for it is $72. This is the link to register for that. I try to make things easy for myself. So I use a online company. It's called Tiny URL, and basically it takes a really long one and makes it into a shorter one, but it allows me to kind of put my own verbiage. So it's tinyurl.com/2026 spring paper share. If you go to that website, you can register for it. Anybody who places an order right now through February the 2nd, we have our bonus days. So every $50 you spend, you get a $5 coupon. Those will be emailed to you. Make sure you hold on to those emails so that you can start redeeming them on February the 3rd. Okay, let's dive into our projects. We are going to do our first project. It's going to be this cute little hand sanitizer. These are really popular. If you are on TikTok or you see a lot of reels on Facebook, this little container is now a very popular hand sanitizer bottle, and it sprays. You push down here and it sprays. It actually comes like this. Most of them do. They come in a little baggie like this. And then I took it out because that's just too big for me to put into a cute little holder. So this one just slides right in. I put 2 mini glue dots on the bottom so that I can press it down and then it'll stay in there and not fall out. All right, so let's get busy. We're gonna go ahead and open this one. And I forgot to put a trash bag back of my trash can over here. We're gonna do just a little bit of stamping. I've done some of it already, but we're gonna go ahead and get some of it done. I need to grab some liquid glue right here. I have cut, using the banner, party banner dies, I've cut 2 of the party banners, the same size. We are going to add, and then I did the same thing with the designer series paper. This is just to give it, that designer series paper, a little bit of strength so that it doesn't get flimsy. All right, so then I'm just gonna stack it like you do a stack of papers. Make sure it's all even. All right, we're gonna set that aside and then we're gonna put it on this one too. You'll have a front and a back. You can just kind of decide which one you want to be which. And then we'll stick this here. All right, we'll squish that down. Okay, so we've got that. We're gonna set it aside. I've done the paddles already. So we've got both of those ready. I've done the stack of books that we'll use in a minute. This right here is a die. In the dies that come with it. And I will be honest with you, I'm not sure if it's a little scarf or if it's a rope, because we've got 2 other like ropes where they're wrapped around, and then it's got the, you know, like when you're tying a boat to a stump or a dock or whatever, right? And I honestly don't feel like that is that. I feel like it's a scarf. So that's what I'm using it as. If it's not, oh well, it's got a new little idea to it, right? Okay, let me grab my scoreboard. We're going to go ahead and score our box and put it together real quick. So I'm going to put this right down on top, so make sure that that you guys can see. All right. On the 7 side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. We're going to score at 3, 3 3/4, and then 6 1/4. Okay, then we're going to flip it, and we're going to do it at 3/4. And I just did it at 1/2. So there's our 3/4. Whoops. That's how it happens sometimes. Okay. Now I'm going to put the box together. And it's not really going to matter since I will, this will be on the bottom. So we'll make it work, you know? Not going to waste the cardstock. We're just going to give it good burnish all the way through. All right, now we're going to use our little scissors, and we are going to, I'm going to make sure I do this right. Okay, so this is going to actually come off, so we're going to go straight up like this, and then we're going to do this part at a little bit of an angle there. We're going to cut this at a little bit of an angle, maybe not that much. There we go. Then we're going to come here and we're going to do our tabs at an angle. So we're going to cut those like that. And then we're going to go straight up on our long tab. And that's just so that when you do your bottom, you won't see extra little pieces. So on here, I cut an additional piece of cardstock and put it straight down, because if you took this off, the long tabs are angled, and so it looked weird to me. So anyway, it doesn't really matter. You do you, right? So if you like to do it all in an angle, go right ahead and do so. I'm just trying to make it look a little smoother on that bottom part. And then we're going to cut this one at an angle too. Okay, so once you get that, then we are going to add our adhesive, and we're going to do some seal. And we're going to do here, like that. And then we're going to do these tabs here. And then when we put this together, this is going to be, and I just want to show you, this is going to be your back here. So we're going to put adhesive on this piece, but we're going to put it on the inside, because then that will lay flat down. Okay, so then we're going to adhere these together. I'm going to see if I can get my left hands to get this together here. All right, pinch it. And then this is going to fold down first. I like for my bottoms to look flat and not have the little wonky pieces on the inside. I feel like things get caught when you're pulling them in and out on these little tabs, and so this is how I do it to keep it so those tabs are in the middle. And then it keeps it all nice and clean on the inside. All right, I'm going to press it down just like that. Okay, let's do some of our stamping, and then we'll start putting everything together. So I need to stamp the boat, and we're going to stamp the boat in crumb cake. So I need to ink it up really well. And then we're going to flip it and stamp it right to there. Ta-da! Okay, and then that is all I need for crumb cake. We're going to do Daffodil Delight in our little bag here. We'll stamp it right there. Okay. Flirty Flamingo is going to be our hat. We'll stamp that right there. And then we already did our book, so we're good with that. And then I'm going to stamp the sentiment. And I'm just going to stamp the sentiment up there, because we're going to just trim it down around it so that it will be exactly the size we need it to be. Okay, and I want it to be real tight to the edges, okay? Because we don't want the sentiment to take up the whole project, because it is a smaller project. Okay, let's cut all of these out really quick. So I will speed up the video so you don't have to really watch all that. Okay, now I am going to show you about cutting out the sentiment, okay? All right, so we're gonna pull this in. We're gonna take it to the edge. I'm gonna make sure it's flat. All right, and then we're gonna come on this side, go all the way down. And then we're gonna do it here. All right, so then there is our little trimmed down sentiment. Okay. Now let's kind of start putting everything together. So we've got our box here. This, we're going to put 2 glue dots on the bottom. We're going to put one there, and we're going to put one there. Okay. Then we are going to take and put liquid glue on this. You want to put it on the box to make sure you don't put too much glue up on your banner parts so that it doesn't, because these are going to be, your banners are taller than your box itself. Okay. I'm just going to stick my hand in and push it down. Make sure I've got it all there. Then we're going to flip it and do it on this side. Oops, I'm going over the side, people. Got a little messy there. All right, and then we're going to stick this one right here. All right. Then I'm going to take my bone folder and just press it down. Make sure it's good and adhered. Now we can take, after putting those 2 glue dots on, we can take and put this down. I'm going to use this as my front because I think it's got the good little water swirls. And then I'm going to push down on the sides, not in the center. Otherwise it'll spray. And now it's stuck in there. Okay. All right, let's take our boat. And we're going to do it across like this. I'm going to move it up just a touch from the sample. So I'm just going to put adhesive in the center. We're going to do it right about there. I have got both of my boats here. And, you know, I think I actually ended up popping that up, but I'm okay if I don't do that. We can pop up our oars or our paddles. So let's take a, nope, we're going to do mini dimensionals. Let's do that. All right, 1, 2, 3, many, 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 and many. All right, and then let's cut our edge just like we did last night to get longer pieces. I'm going to try not to cut my handle off. All right, so there's one. Let's do another. All right. There we go. And we will put this here. Okay. I'm going to take off the backs. And we're going to do like this. And then like that. Okay, and then let's flip this over. We're gonna do, it doesn't want to come off. There we go. There and there. We're gonna put this right here. Let me see if I can move this over just a touch. There we go. All right, we're gonna put that there. And then we're going to put our hat. And you know, it is crafting, so if it's off the side of the boat, it's fine. That's what crafting is all about, right? And then this is going to go right about here. And then we're going to take that little scarf, what I think is a scarf, and we're going to put a glue dot on the back. And then we're going to sit it right here. Okay, and then we've got our stack of books. And that's going to sit in the back like that. Then we're going to take this piece of Designer Series paper, we're going to cut it at an angle on either side. We're going to take a little bit of adhesive and we're going to pick this up and attach it like this. Okay. And then we're going to flip this over. We're going to add a dimensional. And this is going to go, I think what I need to do is actually take the dimensional off of this part here. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. Okay. And then this will keep it down. And then there's our sentiment. Let's take our linen thread. We're going to tie a bow. Cut off the tails. Grab a glue dot. And then we're going to stick it right there. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to take the embellishments. And we're going to grab our, take your pick tool. And let's add one. Yep. One right there. One right here. And then one right there. Alrighty, there we go. There is project number 3. Okay, so let's do project number 4. And that is going to be this card right here. And we're going to set that aside up over there. Now, I thought that I had not put a white piece on the inside of the sample. So I already put adhesive on that. So we're going to do it first so I don't get it stuck to something, because that would always be my luck. All right, so let's go ahead and put it on the inside like that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do our stamping. We're going to take our crumb cake. We're going to stamp our boat again in crumb cake. I'm going to stamp it down. Ta-da. Then we're also going to stamp our oar or paddle, whichever one you want to call it. We're going to stamp it in crumb cake as well. Okay, then we're going to stamp our hat and our book in Lost Lagoon. And I'd forgotten to clean those when I did that. All right, so Lost Lagoon. Lost Lagoon. Okay, and then we're going to do our sentiment, and I've already cleaned the sentiment. Time to relax. And that's going to go right there in the center of that. All right, so then we're going to cut out our pieces here, and I'll do that off camera. All right, so we have all of our pieces now. And we're just gonna take and throw all these over here. Okay. So now we're gonna take our piece of Pool Party, and I put a bow here. This was actually one of the projects that we created on Saturday, and it was Jennifer's, who I've partnered with to do these projects this week. And she actually wrapped it around the Pool Party, but I adhered this down first. So we're going to actually wrap it around the way it's supposed to be. So we are going to take, because I definitely thought it was prettier than just tying a bow. So we're going to wrap it 3 times because that's just how I do things. And we're going to kind of come right about here. And then we'll tie this bow. Okay, and then we'll trim. And we'll trim like that. Okay, now I think that is definitely better. Now we're going to take our white sentiment, we're going to put adhesive on the back, and then we're going to line it up on our Lost Lagoon piece. And we're actually going to take it and just slightly off center it. So we're just giving it a little bit of a border on 2 sides. Okay, we're going to flip it over. We're going to add dimensionals. And we're going to attach it over our ribbon like that. Making sure to press down on both sides so that it won't wobble. Then we're going to take our boat, we're going to pop it up with dimensionals as well. I need a new sheet. And that's probably more than you need, but we definitely know it'll stay, right? Yes, it will. Okay, then we're going to take and put our boat right about here. We are going to take our little paddle, grab 2 mini dimensionals. We're going to grab a glue dot on this side. And we're going to put this like this. Okay. We're going to pop up our hat and our book. This one's going to have some dimension to it. Book, hat. All right, and then we're going to put our book on that seat, put our hat over here on that, and over that little glue dot. Then we're going to just take a bunch of these. Now I cut out a whole bunch of them, so we're not going to do the same colors as like the sample. It'll be the same colors, but it'll be like the big ones are all going to be the, I think it's Granny Apple Green. I have to look and remember. But we're going to put all these on with some glue dots. All right, so this one, we're going to put it right here, like that. We're going to do another big one. Right here, we're going to just turn this one and go like that. And then, let's see. We'll put this one here. We're going to take this little flower thing here, and we're going to put it on that little lily pad. Then let's take this one. Oop. And we're going to put this one here. And then we're going to take and put this one here. Like that. And then let's take this here. And we're just going to stick that there. And then you can add more if you want. That's totally up to you. I think I'm going to stop there and not over add. We're going to flip that over. We're going to put dimensionals on the back because now we have that. And so we just want to make sure it lays flat. All right. And let me grab one more. We're going to put all these over here in the trash. Flip this over and put this on top. And then for this one, we are not adding any dimensionals. All right. I'll give that a good crease right there. So just a little bit of a difference, but I think this one kind of stands out a little bit more. So, all right. Thanks for joining me for our second set of projects. Here are, let me put it like that. And I'm going to get all my junk out the way over here. And then here is our 4 projects we have done already. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed them. Make sure you come back to Facebook tomorrow at 6 p.m. for 2 more projects. And then I'm even going to have a bonus. So it'll be a total of 7 projects using this set. That's a whole class for you right there, right? All right. Also remember that you can order, you can get the make and takes for these projects that we're creating this week for free, mailed directly to your house after a $50 purchase, before tax and shipping, and after the Stampin' rewards. And you can earn bonus days coupons with every $50 order you spend as well. So lots of bonuses this week. All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.